St. Louis, Missouri has the highest murder rate in the entire United States. When people get caught in the collision of rising fentanyl addiction and strict conservative justice, they often end up locked away for decades. Many of them are sent here, to the Northeast Correctional Center, or NECC. From the outside, it is a fortress explicitly built to contain the state's most dangerous elements. The perimeter is secured by a lethal electric fence embedded in a deterrent wall of barbed wire. Anyone passing the security gate is subjected to what the prison claims is the best body scanner in the world, capable of spotting any liquid or non-metallic weapon hidden on or inside a person. But past the checkpoints, the facility is split directly down the middle. NECC is actually operating two contradictory worlds side by side. Comparing these two worlds suggests that the behavior of an inmate may have as much to do with the design of their environment as it does with their individual history. On what is known as the B side, you find the standard reality of American incarceration. 2 men sleep in a tiny, cramped cell, and during the day, 16 men have to share a single shower. Every square inch of space is negotiated. Inmates from vastly different cultural backgrounds have to learn to live on top of each other, constantly managing their physical boundaries and personal belongings to survive the daily psychological friction. Maintaining order in this crowded environment requires aggressive monitoring from the staff. Officers conduct routine, intensive cell searches, hunting for illegal Cash App transfers, hidden drugs, and homemade shanks. Even with those precautions, the pressure regularly boils over. When an incident occurs on the yard, the radio calls out a 10-5, the code for an officer needing immediate physical assistance, and the rapid response force sprints into action to lock the prison down. The brain reacting to these alarms is the central control room, where staff monitor nearly 400 cameras to track every movement across the compound. Life on this side of the fence is dictated entirely by absolute physical control, strict surveillance, and a harsh survival of the fittest. Walk across the complex to the A side, however, and the environment changes completely. In the Dynamo housing wing, there are no security officers posted inside. The residents here hold their own physical keys to the prison gates, allowing them to navigate the grounds and commute to their daily jobs independently. The timeline illustrates the standards for entry. To qualify for the Dynamo program, an inmate must have served at least 15 years behind bars while maintaining a perfect behavioral record. Once inside, the men take on heavy responsibilities. They participate in the restorative justice workshop, building woodwork for local charities, and even share their living spaces with shelter dogs, training the animals so they can eventually be adopted. The most coveted architectural feature they earn is this: a single occupancy cell. After decades of shared bunks, they finally receive the dignity of absolute privacy. The A side removes the external pressures of constant surveillance and replaces them with internal mechanisms: trust, personal responsibility, and daily purpose. When long-term inmates are finally approved to cross the internal fence, the transfer is overwhelming. Getting off the transport and stepping into a housing wing devoid of guards is an immediate culture shock, especially when they are personally welcomed in by fellow convicted felons running the community. Men who have spent 24 years worrying about their bunkmates describe pacing their new rooms, unable to sleep, struggling to process the psychological weight of their first night entirely alone. Unlearning the deeply ingrained survival instincts built on the B side requires immense mental effort, showing just how adaptable human beings can be when given an environment that expects them to succeed. Comparing incident rates across wings reveals something staggering. In the Dynamo wing, rates drop to 0. 0 fights, drugs, overdoses, and crimes. Demographic data proves these perfect metrics are maintained by convicted violent offenders, invalidating the assumption that long-term inmates cannot manage themselves. While these models are often associated with progressive European nations, this experiment is running inside a traditional high-security facility in the American Midwest. NECC demonstrates that even within a maximum security environment, individual accountability can lead to a more stable prison than total physical lockdown. In this specific community, providing men with purpose has proven more effective at preventing violence than constant surveillance.